Hey everyone, it's week 7. It's Hermit Crab Flash and lists. That's why I had two options for the second reading because you may want to write from a list and you may want to write from the Hermit Crab style. And so we're going to just like kind of gallop off into the future because I want to be sure that we have time to write, especially when we have so many people. Um, Let me share screen. I don't know why it says copy, but you won't see that anyway. Okay, why is it week 8? Say it again. That's next week. Max, stop share. I thought I was so smart. I thought I was so smart. It's a bummer to not be smarter than this. Okay. How do I get back to where I want to be? Come on now. Here we go.
Is that
Your
one of the
pet.
things that happens when you're ADHD?
Mhm. All these things that you're witnessing. I'm just sorry that you have to be part of it.
Well, I just wonder sometimes, like, do you like double book yourself all the time?
Oh my God. I am an organizational train wreck. And uh,
Maybe that's why I just I like yeah I do like you're doing one thing and then something else comes along and squirrel. Yeah.
Yeah, no, squirrel is my life. I mean, it is really, I'm really working on my coping skills with that. And as Erica would know, that makes me somehow the polar opposite of somebody we both love. Because my sister, I mean, I think my sister was ADD, but she was so with it. Oh my gosh. If she could just come on, Amy, you don't need it now. Share some with me. Anyway, I've got it now. So let's try this again. Share screen. Week 7. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to present week 7, Hermit Crab and lists. And of course, we're just going straight into your writing from memory anyway of your physical sensory memory. And I again oriented these towards what we're doing this week. So you could make a top 10 list of physical sensory memories like happy, scared, anxious, angry, sad, but what was going on that list? You could do the directions for putting together modular furniture, and that makes a great relationship or anything that's directions oriented. Write a recipe of creating an apocalypse, winning a revolution, making it through a boring meeting, which I've already done today. Or you could do something like write out a public records request on something in your life. And actually receive the records. You're cheating X's emails. Like if you could do a public records request for something that you technically can't get. Oh my gosh, that would be so hilarious. Or find out who your friend's invisible, like the ID card for your friend, your child's invisible friend. Financial workers of that snotty coworker who thinks that they are so much better than you. Anything. These are fun, I think. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes for sure, maybe longer to write on these because they're so good. See you in a minute or 3. Okay, do your best to come on back and join us in this space. I was ready to jump in and go, oh, this book, Tell It Slant, it was your United States Air Force Academy. And then I realized it wasn't Merrick's, it wasn't Lori's at that time, it wasn't Ruth's, it wasn't Lisa's, but the United States Air Force Academy used this book as their freshman like, I don't know, I guess rec comp book. And it's totally not. I mean, it's about how writing and shaping creative nonfiction. And so the same person who said what you need to understand, Max, did give me some great couple of years having to teach freshman composition because he was the one that chose those books for the class. So there was a redeeming quality to him. And I thought it was incredible that, I mean, I think people don't give credit to how realistically people try to make those colleges as military colleges real, like they're actual institutes of learning, or at least they used to be. And so there's nothing more we can do in life, nothing better we can do in life, I think, than tell a good story, because that's how we sort of pass on being human and our human condition. But when we can creatively tell a new story by giving it another shell, then we have a hermit crab and we're really on to something. And it was Brenda Miller and Suzanne Paola who coined this term in this book. And if you enjoy writing creative nonfiction, I do still recommend the book. I realize it's, pushing decades old now, but it does not age. The advice is still great. And you all need to get smaller so you will stop blocking my screen. Okay. So in some ways, and I feel bad, I shouldn't have said straight prose can be small, but it can be a little bit straightforward. And so what we're trying to do is find a way to have this tiny space, especially something in the micro and flash form, take on even more and more meaning, beyond just the words you're using. The choice of giving it a shell, of making it a new format, can increase the meaning just by the context it's now been placed into. So the shell, it's like, as you see the hermit crab on the left, sometimes I use a picture where the hermit crab's inside, like a Coke can or something. I think a Coke can wouldn't work because of the little hole, but whatever. They will take on anything that'll work as a shell. It does not have to be another shell. And that's why the hermit crab is the name of this form, because anything that you can turn into writing. And Lynn DM'd me something really creative that I hope she'll try tonight, because I was like, I can't believe you thought of that. So I'm not going to give it away because I don't want to, call her out, but there's just really exciting possibilities. And the idea is that maybe you're trying to break something free. And I know I've told you all, with several of you many times, that piece I had published about almost 2 years ago in Booth called Stop had taken on so many different forms. And until I finally not quite hermit crabbed it, but I did braid it with the directions for survival in the woods, I finally was able to share the story I had been trying to publish and trying to get out in the world about how complicated it was to deal with my sister's cancer diagnosis. That it finally made it when it found another form. So this new point of entry idea is important. It can give you insights and perspectives. And when I put it in terms of survival and this idea that we knew she wouldn't, and I mean, eventually I won't either, but it was a different kind of not surviving. It really changed things. And so it's fun to ask yourself, when you're looking around and a form pops up in your face, ask yourself how you can make it into a story. So choosing the form, I do think I forgot to put no, I didn't. It was in the bonus, right? The extensive list of possibilities for crab forms. If it's not in the bonus, be sure to ask me for it. I have a link to, excuse me, all kinds of great people who do this. I have got to find myself and mute myself and cough. Hold on. All righty then. So again, these are just ideas, and I, asked you to look at them ahead of time. And then just thinking about the story that you want to tell, how fun would it be for me to use like these little libraries that crop up all over the place? I could tell the story about saving the OMAC library and the ways that my town is small and is a little library. And maybe I can use it in the titles that I find when I open the shelf. I don't know. The things that I've been doing to fight to keep the library open is the Facebook posts, flyers, emails from the government officials, the ones where they say that remodeling a library stinks of entitlement. You can have fun with a public record like that, right? So anything that you can use that will tell the story for you. And lists themselves, so we're transitioning from hermit crabs to lists, are hermit crab-ish, right? I mean, because they are a list, but they also, and that's, I'm not going to stay or linger on the future slides about listicles, but they just do all these other things. And that's why I want you to have that slide on listicles and something to refer back to if you want to try to make listicles yourself. But the lists give you this control, and they are just, I mean, the piece that we have that we're reading today with the list, it's all subtext. You're just like, wow, why is she number 23? And they're calling up 72 and has these things in her purse, right? They are a process of discovery. We expect to find out something as we move down the numbers. There are a huge amount of characterization. All these things happen with lists that are kind of almost built in when you do it. So again, I'm not going to linger here, but this is great material if you're like, I'm really going to dig into a listicle. I wanted you to have this, listicle advice I found on the internet to work with. And then we're going to do repetition and anaphora next week. That one, it's just always great. It I I don't know. Well, in fact, y'all are using repetition already. We had two people this week that were really leaning into it in the writing. And so, it the rhythm of it and the possibility, especially when you make a change in it, and that's going to be so fun too. So questions about hermit crabs or thoughts or something I didn't say or anything? Y'all just look happy. It must be time to
Li
torture you.
listicles?
Oh, yeah, that's just what they call um uh oh, somebody help me. I used to have an example. I'll pull one up on the internet so I can give you a really good example. Um it can be like a top 10 reasons to something something.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I get it.
So they're the
Okay.
ones that really tease people into clicking. Clickbait. Make
Oh, okay.
listicles are
It's a
excellent.
listicle. Okay.
Well,
Clickbait.
often
Okay.
will be a listicle, like the top 10 reasons to do things, best of
Yeah.
collections, checklists, how-to guides, like we are talking to with manuals, but also you can sometimes do that with a list. So, and I am here why? Oh, because I'm doing this. Okay, great. All right. Here we are then. Anything else beyond the listicle concept? So we have three things to read this week, and we're going to start with Marie Capasso's If I Could Say It. And I do want to ask, like, what is your method when you read a book? Do you stop when you hit the footnote and go to the footnote? Or do you try to read what's there and then go down to the footnotes? How do you read?
This I read straight through. I did not realizing that the footnotes were below.
Ah,
If
nice.
that's what they were. But I think for me, it depends on what it is I'm reading. Like if it's like heavy academic stuff, then maybe right to the footnote. If it's not, maybe not. Yeah.
Is anybody else as annoyed by footnotes as I am? Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate them. Yeah, I really do.
I read to the
However,
bottom of the page and then go back,
and then
but it breaks it up.
I skimmed through the footnotes and tried to figure out if I needed to know anything. Yeah.
I think if it's drier academic reading, then I'm annoyed by footnotes because they disrupt me visually. But one place that I don't mind footnotes, particularly in some of the cases that are curated by one of the YouTube channels that I watch, are legal footnotes inside of like motions and stuff, because the
Hmm.
ones that she specifically curates are usually done by attorneys that love to be just a tiny bit petty in the footnotes. And so I'm always like, oh, there's a footnote from that statement. That sounds like it could be petty. Where's that footnote?
Oh, that's kind of cool. You can actually motivate somebody to look at a footnote. Yeah. So for this one, I would argue we're meant to pause and read the. I don't know. Well, you tell me. Like, who wants to read it and then tell me what style you want to do? Because I actually don't care.
I'll read it in the read the footnote style because I read it to myself just straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Good luck.
Okay.
This is
If I
hard.
could, I know. If I could say it by Marie Capasso, So Flow Pojo. I love that. Okay. Hi there, it's me. Just letting you know that we got here okay. Lauren did great on the flight, and the house we're in is really nice, very clean. Number one. The first time I took a plane by myself, I closed my eyes during takeoff and wished I had a hand to hold. This time I turned my palm up in the space between our seats without speaking, and Lauren took it. I held her hand until I was sure she had fallen asleep, curled into herself. We stopped at a Costco on the drive out and got 2 rotisserie chickens and a bag of frozen peppers and onions and black beans and gluten-free tortillas. Number 2. We had a small argument about how much food is enough food while standing in front of the rotating chickens in St. George, Utah. I know she's not eating enough, and I wish I could pick up a fork and pretend it was a train chugga chewing bites into her mouth. Wish she would chew it and enjoy the flavors on her tongue. Wish she would swallow and be satiated and whole. We did Bryce Canyon today and hiked the Queen's Garden Trail to the Navajo Loop. Number 3. The trail started off going downhill, these beautiful orange rocks to my right and a canyon to my left with spindly pine trees growing up from the chasm. And when I slid just a little on some gravel, I was immediately in a panic. It was exactly the same kind of fear when I fell last year and was too scared to keep roller skating. Pure animal dread. I think it was real, when they say the body remembers. Lauren started crying the second we got to the rim of the canyon. 4. About half an hour into the hike, I cried too. We reached this passage of small rolling hills, the path rising and falling in gentle waves. We rounded bends and passed through red ochre archways and walked beside pillars of stone made narrow by water over thousands of years, which is really beautiful. But at an outcropping of rocks is this Utah juniper tree that you could tell was hundreds of years old just by looking at it. Roots exposed and hardy, thick ridged bark, and a trunk that was growing horizontal, practically parallel to the ground, twisted around itself in the middle and then pointed ever so slightly upward with needles that reached for the sky. I let myself stand there and cry, feeling the years it took to grow this way, each painful knot, joyful breeze, and bug that used the grooves of the bark like a highway. The rain, thank God for the rain, and everything roots can pull from clay. The moment she turned away, the moment she knew she could only move forward, ever so slightly forward, against the passage of time. Okay, that's really it. I'm pretty tired. Just letting you know I'm alive. 5. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Thank you, Ruth. Thoughts, everybody? Does it work for you? And what is the hermit crab form doing for us? When we think in terms of actually what I put after the list, the setting, the characterization, the contextualization, what's happening, what questions arise, and what are we thinking about?
I thought I put it in a couple of different ways, like that we're reading a parallel story, that we're reading like a story inside a story, but also that one kind of overwrites the other, so that the footnotes can the the footnotes seem like ancillary to the story, but when you read the footnotes, the main story becomes an ancillary to the footnotes, or like stage direction to the real story. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, almost like the footnotes could stand alone as a story too, except you do need,
You need the, yeah.
yeah, I
The
like
top
that.
Totally.
story is like a Facebook post, and the rest is real, like the journal, the diary, the real life.
Oh, that's nice.
I relate so much to the form because as I affectionately term myself neurospicy, but as a neurospicy person, I feel like the top bit is what neurotypical people expect from me when I tell them a story, like linear point A, B, C, D, and done. Bye. But every statement has a parenthetical statement. Like, I don't know how much information you need in order to understand what I want you to understand. So I over explain or I give you too much backstory. I told a story to somebody at one point about something that was happening to me in real time. And the amount of backstory I felt was appropriate was I went back to something that happened in high school and then moved forward. So it was like, I think if I have more time to experiment with this form, it might work for me because I relate to it so much, just like in my brain. It makes sense.
Yeah, and that's such a good point for so many of us who are writers. We do have this entire backstory in us. And it's one of the things we have to resist in our long form writing for sure, and in our short form writing. But, trying to go too far back and how much do we explain? And Danny, I'm not sure if we're Facebook friends or not, but I literally posted that this week. I mean, there was a post about being neurospicy, and then because everything has bonus content, and that's what goes in the
Bonus
parentheticals.
content, exactly.
Yeah,
Side quests.
exactly. Yeah. So fun side quests work in this case, I think, really well, especially because we learn so much. So, what's a couple facts we know about these characters? Like who is who, what's going on? And I wonder, hi there, it's me. Who's that written to?
I have this feeling that it's the mother and daughter on a trip, and she's maybe leaving a phone message to her husband. And
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, what like there's so much behind those few words that she said to him.
I felt like it was two sisters, one a lot younger than the other, maybe getting in
Oh,
touch with their mother.
oh, interesting. Huh. That would work too. Both of them work. The chugga chugga choo chewing was the thing that made me think she might be a mom, but an old enough sister would be doing that with her sister too. And those roller skates really throw you off on how old that person is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. It challenges our assumptions for sure. All right. Any more thoughts? Just kind of, we've been randomly talking about it, but I want to get us writing so we don't run out of
I was
time.
going to say, now that I read it that way, rather than the way I read it first, I have much more respect for this form. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard. And I'm not positive I'm not even suggesting that you would necessarily be able to footnote. So in the prompt, I give you a technique to try to make it footnote-y, like the bonus content style or something, so that you'd be able to tell us. So when I tell you, what I'll do, I think, is I'll give you 6 minutes to write, and when there's 1 minute left, that'll go into a seventh minute so that you can spend time underlining and marking and doing whatever you have to do in case you take a style like this. But remember, all that matters is that writing happens. You don't even have to follow my prompt. Whatever you're inspired to write is what we want to hear tonight. But if you want to try to go for Hermit Crab Farm, I cannot wish you enough luck and send you happy energy because it seems hard. So the prompt, if you're like me, telling a chronological story is nearly impossible. I always wanted to slip in the backstory and tell all the context. So footnotes are one way to indulge the urge. We got to be so careful with that without interrupting the original story's flow. For 6 minute writing, if you want to try this technique, just put a huge number every time you slip into backstory and use the 1 minute left to underline the notes, the footnotes, because they'll be in your main body. And that way you can try to read them like footnotes at the end. It might be challenging, but you can try. So now take yourself or your character and go make them or yourself do something unwanted, possibly the least wanted thing. And if you're like contrary, do the most wanted thing. I don't care, just write. Okay, any questions about the prompt? Can't wait to see what you come up with. See you in 6 minutes. I'll say there's 1 minute left for you to underline your stuff. Good luck. You have about a minute left. Okay, everybody, do your best to come on back. I can't wait to hear what you got. Could you feel the extra minute? Least can, but a couple people can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you've been doing this a while. It's ingrained in you when to start hurrying up. How did it feel, Merrick? Back in the saddle. Good, good. Do you have 3 kittens?
No, one had to go back because he was peeing and pooing everywhere, and I think the other 2 were bullying him.
No.
They were all from the same litter, and he was smaller than those 2. And the 2 I have, I would say are perfect. They are not. They rode one of them starts my robotic vacuums and rides them around the house in the night, turns on the printer and prints sheets, and takes off the vent covers and got into my HVAC ductwork.
Oh my God.
He's an adventurer.
There you go. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of material.
2 orange cats.
Yeah, that's what happens. Well, everybody, and so Merrick, you haven't been here since we do the popcorn method, but we get somebody to volunteer to go first, and then we just have them pick the next person. If somebody's dying to follow them, just wave your hands on the screen and make it easier for the person. But otherwise, y'all are stuck picking the person who goes after you. So,
Can I get first?
are you sure? Come on, Merrick.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to do the up and down thing. Like,
okay. Good luck.
okay. I hope I can do it. I take a long slug of spiked tea, then start in the most natural place, the wooded side of the house. 1. Why? Because I'm high as a kite, a spy, an operator, functioning in stealth mode, running from the man, drinking, not bleeding. An owl hoots reminds me it's nighttime. The witching hour, the best hour. And I'm convincing myself I'm alive, unlike the ghosts, which obviously don't exist. But if they do, then their heads are tucked too tightly beneath their arms to spot me. I hear a crunch, look around. My heart races, my fingers tingle, so naturally I open the container of tea. Slug, 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 pretend I'm a lion, a tiger. An owl hoots, don't steal my prey, I tell it, watching tea pour from my holes. I find a stream bed and crouch. This is hard. Run my hands through the water, fingers turning white like the moon. I pull them out, decide he got me, and I am the ghost. Thank them for all they did. A door slams to my left. It's him, the conniving person I'm drinking over. I finish the tea, put my head back on my shoulders, pick up a branch, and run. And it ends.
Oh, what do we love? Everything.
Funny.
Was that hard to follow? A little bit.
It was
You have still got it, Merrick. I miss you.
Because their heads are tucked too tightly beneath their arms to spot me. I was like, Merrick is back. Okay, what else did we love?
It's just the whole thing. I mean, it's
did you like being disrupted? Like, we didn't know if the person was a ghost. We didn't know if the person was alive. And then we kept getting all these clues. It'd be easier to figure out if we could see it when we see it on the page, when she posts it
Yeah.
in
Not finished
Discord.
it either. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I know where I was trying to go with it. I just didn't have time.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Possibly my favorite line. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say tea pours from my holes. And I was like, well, that's a clue. That was so great. So great.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole new. I didn't realize. I was thinking hold like HOLD. So
Oh,
yeah. So, but it's like it's two things happening at the same time, right? There's two separate existences going on there. That's what I'm getting from it, Merrick. There's
Well, one was
drinking.
the top one's meant to be just her, going through the woods, and then the second one is where she's actually meant to be like dead. But jumping up and down, and I didn't have enough time to make it clear. And as I was reading it, I was reading bits wrong too, which didn't help.
you definitely have to put it up in Discord because I am curious for sure. Everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, more from Eric. All right, who
I
do you
get to
pick?
choose somebody, don't
Yes, you do.
I choose Laurie.
All right. I did instructions. How to play Monopoly. First, choose a banker. Not Frank. He still owes you $20 from college. Next, choose your tokens. Most of the original pieces are missing. Frank probably stole them. And Rosalie sulks if she doesn't get the Scotty dog. Use the rope from the clue game. There should be 2 dice, but one's gone. Check Frank's pockets. Roll the die. Herman hopes Frank will die. He thinks Frank is fooling around with his wife. Start rounding the board, but don't let Frank build a hotel on Park Place. He'll probably take Herman's wife there. Keep get out of jail free cards out of Frank's hands. Rosalie's husband, the police chief, is getting a search warrant for Frank's house. They think he knocked over the liquor store, and they want to match footprints found below the smashed window. When you land on a railroad, buy it, take your rope, and head to the station. On your way, use Frank's doormat key and return his work boots to the front closet. Stop by your place and lower the rope into the well to retrieve the stash. Call Herman's wife from the train and tell her to meet you at the hotel on Baltic Avenue. It's cheap and less conspicuous.
What do we love? I can't spell conspicuous. Everything.
Were you going up and down when you read that quickly?
No, I just did it in a list
so you've
of
improved since
instructions.
I saw you.
No, I can't do that.
No, a list is fine. All that matters is that writing happened. That's the rule around here.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I was just like this.
Okay. Couple of top favorite things.
I love the twist in the ending. Like it's somebody else that's suspected of having an affair, and then it's this guy, which is I just love
Frank. And Frank set up too. He took his work boots and planted them outside the liquor store.
And Lori, since it's Hermit Crab, you have to write the story on the Monopoly board. So like you have to find a picture of a Monopoly board and then put your story like in the Hope's chest or whatever, those 2 little boxes.
Community chest, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, for sure. I love it.
It's so good.
Did anybody else enjoy the fact that we think of Monopoly as such a kid's game and that turn when there's suddenly somebody's having an affair with someone's wife? I think it is. Like, I'm thinking, oh, Frank's just a kid that doesn't know how to bank. And all of a sudden.
Oh. Well, no, Frank still owes you $20 from college, though. So it tells you
that's right. I should have picked up on that earlier. You're right. The using the rope from Clue, I feel like that has a lot of weight that, if we were going back and thinking about it, we would be exploring a lot. Lots of layers. Any other thoughts? Okay. Well, bravo. Who are you picking? And y'all are being quiet because you're like, Max, we go too long every week. We're just going to keep moving.
I picked Ruth. Okay. She's right below me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
not, so I didn't know whether I was where footnotes would go and which would be footnotes. So I just wrote the whole thing out, but I gave them numbers.
Okay.
See what happens. So they say it's an energy vortex. Footnote 1 and then 1. My friend Sarah claimed she didn't need her cheaters to read for a whole week after she got home. The trees give the vortex away. Look at the Look at the bark. If it swirls around the tree like a corkscrew, it means the tree has been corkscrewing all those years, decades, centuries inside the energy vortex. That's 2. He said, I fall into a vortex sometimes, screwing myself up, chewing on some idea or principle that keeps me in its energy, keeps me coming back around just when I should have forgotten. 3. The first time I visited a vortex was with him. The second was with them, remembering him. The first time was the best time. I have a photo of him sitting by a vortex tree halfway up Bell Rock. That's 4. And then 4. And it is shaped like a bell. One of those old imaginings of what a bell looks like. The Liberty Bell or a church bell, maybe. That's as far as I got.
Wow. What do we love? Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, what is the potential you're seeing in the rest of it? Because I mean, where is it headed? Where, if you were going to guess, what would you say? I'm so excited by number 3. The first time I visited a vortex was with him. The second time was with them, remembering him. And I feel like that gives us the clue to the entire piece. And so I feel like where we're heading is something to do with this loss that appears to be in the middle of this.
Yeah. And I'm not sure where it's going either. So.
Right. That's why I was hoping we would guess, and maybe we'd give you some ideas. I don't know. Any thoughts, people?
Did you say a vortex tree?
Yeah.
Is there a vortex tree? Is that a thing?
Well, in Sedona, right, in Arizona,
Yeah.
supposedly
yeah.
these energy vortexes.
Okay.
And so the trees that grow inside these energy vortex areas, if you look at them, the bark, yeah, it twists around like it's the tree.
Oh.
The tree's been twisting around because it's a circling of energy, supposedly.
Yeah, I got hung up on that because I really wanted to know what a vortex tree was, and it took everything not to look it up on my phone. Well, I was like, what is a vortex tree? That sounds fascinating.
And I don't know if that's what it would be called when you look it up. It would be interesting to see, yeah.
Really? It is a thing. They're called vortex trees.
Maybe. She said she
Possibly. I
doesn't
don't
know if that's
what
what they're
called.
called. But I love it. I mean, I felt like you told us that, right? The trees give the vortex away, corkscrewing all those years.
Vortex tree is Sedona. It comes up.
There you
How
go.
about that? Yeah. And then he said, I fall into a vortex sometimes. Oh, just keep going with this, Ruth.
All right.
Boy, this class is setting you on fire. Any more thoughts? Anybody else want to say anything about Ruth's piece? Okay, if nobody wildly waves their hands, then Ruth's got to pick somebody.
Oh, okay, Jen, because she just unlocked herself.
Okay.
I just felt it coming.
Get out of jail free, Jen.
You know?
She felt the energy vortex, yeah.
Okay, I tried to do the footnote thing, I guess. Here we go. She parked behind the building and made her way through the back entrance. 1. The long hall gave her plenty of time to straighten her clothes and smooth her damp hair. I can read this. Hanging limply, a poor shield for her missing makeup. Pausing at the door to the magnolia room, she filled her lungs with hateful carnations, lilies, and old wax, fatally familiar scents. 3. When she stepped into the room, the false smiles were chased away by disapproving lips, pursed or flat. Judgment fell heavy on her shoulders. 4. Number 1, she chose the spot in the back in case she needed to leave early before the fighting began. 2, the rain started early that week and fell steady, gray and blinding, the sky crying the tears she couldn't. 3, she had wanted roses pink and sunflowers yellow, her favorites too. 4, it wasn't her fault.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, now we know.
Yeah.
Now we
We
know.
got what that was, right?
What do we love?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah. Okay,
It was
what
very
about
poetic, Jen.
Yeah.
It's very poetic.
You know me. I wax poetic.
Yeah. Wax poetic.
I wax poetic. It's just hard to do it so short.
It is short. I know. That's why I
So,
got you thinking ahead.
and
But
so
it didn't
Jen,
feel completed.
were you able to like write a line and then say, okay, this is a footnote, I'm going to put it down here, and then I'm going to write another line? Did you do it that way, or how did you do it?
It's weird. I just put the numbers, and I knew, I said she parked behind the building, and I thought, why? And I kept that in my mind, so I made a 1 down there real quick because she needed a quick getaway, maybe, just kind of noted that. And then the long haul and about her missing makeup in the rain. I made a note about the rain and the crying that she couldn't do it. And so as I finished each sentence, I made a quick note. And then I finished it, I sort of wrote it, and then went back to the footnotes and fleshed those out a little bit. But
Okay.
it was a weird process because
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to run out of time if I spent too much time in the footnotes, even though I wanted to talk more or say more, but I don't know.
Do you think in this form though, like how long can you go in the footnotes? I felt like our person pushed it that we read.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I would have liked to have said more, but was it
like,
needed to say more?
Not for me.
I don't know.
Any more thoughts?
something that's really neat about this form, right, is so you do the real flash is the first part with just the numbers. And then you get this whole other layer.
Yeah, number 4 had a list too.
Yeah.
The footnotes had a list, or the footnotes kind of had footnotes, and that was
You
awesome.
could even footnote the footnotes. That would be so cool.
It's making me realize which parts of a story, when I'm writing, are driving the story forwards.
Yes. Yes.
Which I haven't really thought about before, but it's really helping me understand now how I'm organizing my sentences and how I'm pacing the pushing with the backstory. Because if you go too far into the backstory, then you lose your pace.
Absolutely.
But the backstory is the color. So
yeah, that's exactly it. And so I think I put this on a comment on Ruth's work from last week, but I put it there this morning. Last night at the Mighty Pen Project, David L. Robbins was talking to us about that if you have something in your story and like it's an action, a plot point or whatever, ask that plot point in order to what, right? And it needs to be propelling the story forward, and then ask your character when they do an action, why? And so if they're not contributing to propelling the story or developing your character, then they really probably don't belong there. And that doesn't mean the backstory isn't going to be in there. Some of it belongs. It's just that it answers in an order to, or it answers a why, right? Yeah, I thought it was such good advice.
Yeah, and I tend to like the flowery. I can get stuck in the backstory because I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. But then I read it again and I'm like, it's not driving the plot. So
exactly, which is, John Gardner calls that narrative profluence, which I had never heard of until I started. I guess I'm going to do everything in
medical disorder, but
I know. I'm doing everything
I've
in all
got some
caps,
profluence going on right now.
Yes. But he does it in his sort of famous On Writing, which is technically supposed to be for young adults, but it's a great writing book. And it is something to think about, like what keeps us moving forward in the story and makes us move from everything from sentence to sentence to paragraph on through an entire novel. Awesome. Way to start a conversation like that for us, Jen. Thank you. Who are you going to pick on? Nobody's wildly waving their hands.
No one's waving a hand. How about you, Elizabeth? Have you got something?
Sure. Give it a try here.
Good.
We got up at 6:30 a.m. and got into the car and went down to the track so we could be there when the horses were let out at 7:15. 1. How many times had he gotten up at 5:30 and I was still sleeping? Then we parked the car and Molly couldn't walk, so I got as close to the coffee shop so that we could let her out. And we went out to the track. 2. He recognized me, and as he walked by, he made a large loogie and spit it on the ground. And I wondered if he did that because he recognized me. We got coffee, and sure enough, the riders came out, and the horse had heads full of steam, and the mountains were glowing above us, and the clouds were gorgeous, and Molly commented on it. 3. I just remembered and wondered if he had spit on the ground right in front of me because he did not respect me, even though I was always told it had nothing to do with me. Then Cincy came and got us, and we went back to the barn to see the horses. 4. And they had a cat named Eddie. Why did they name their cat Eddie? Eddie was a person, not a cat. I was so happy that they offered to show Molly the horses. She thought my life was so romantic, going to see horses at the crack of dawn and eating beignets. 5. Beignets are so awful for you, and these were so bad and greasy on top of it. I was so happy that she came out to see what a wonderful life we had lived together, even though she had never met Eddie at all. I made a good impression on her. 6. Honestly, I was still thinking about the trainer who spit loudly right in front of me, and I knew he was trying to tell me something about myself. That day was so happy for Molly. She had such a wonderful memory to go back to New York with. 7. I made a footnote not to go out there again.
That's clever. Yeah.
What did we love? Everything. That was clever. Say more, Jen. Why did that make you just go, wait, hold on?
Oh, I just love the end. I mean, the footnote to the footnote. Yeah, and that was very clever. And
right.
It kind of catches you. Yeah. Yeah, I just kept seeing the contrast.
Yeah.
You
the
know,
back and forth.
the reality versus what Molly was seeing. And
yes.
It just reminds me of life. Either between the older me and the younger me, or the older me and a younger person, you know, all of that rolled up in one.
Yeah, the unfootnoted, sorry, was very Facebooky. That was Melissa's thing.
No, we've been talking about like reality and illusion and Gatsby right now. And oh my God, I just lost my book. Oh no,
it's my fault.
Oh, we were reading Good Bones by Maggie Smith, and this reminded me of like sheltering and like showing Molly this world, right? And the world she sees versus the world that's really there, the adult like versus innocence thing. So it was really good.
I really like too how her wondering about that trainer keeps coming back, and every time it comes back, his gesture is even more malevolent.
Yeah, that was good.
Very fixated. Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say one of the comments I made on Lori's piece from last week today when I was commenting was like, I love the way that Lori writes, where she'll drag me just deep enough into the heavy to where I'm about to give up because it's too much for me right now. And then she hits me with some levity to kind of bring me back. And in this one, with Elizabeth, it's like you drag me deep enough into the story that I start to be like, all right, I'm in your world now. I'm not in mine anymore, but I still don't exactly know what's going on without being able to reread some things. And then you give me just enough things that I can relate to, like Eddie's a person, not a cat. I'm like, Eddie is a person's name. And I'm grounded right there with you again.
Nice. Yeah, and then I made a footnote to not to go out there again. And that footnote is obviously meta to what's happening in the story, but also sort of points to the whole purpose behind the things that weren't footnoted too, right? So it just shone a spotlight on the very act of what was happening, and that was really great. It was really fun. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that I had written that. I was kidding. Did I say
Just let
that?
your brain be
Yeah.
brilliant for you. It always
You
will
know,
be.
what's really neat about that, I made a footnote not to go out there again. It could be literal that she's not going to go out to the
Right.
track again, or it could be literal that she's not going to go out on a limb like that again and bring Molly with
Right.
her to the track.
Yeah. Yep.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Very cool. Bravo, Elizabeth. Who do you choose to go after you?
Okay, I'm gonna choose. Let's see.
Or wave your arms, people. It doesn't.
I'll choose
I
Melissa.
just don't want it to be Red Rover. Okay, Melissa.
Okay.
I was
Cool.
always last in Red Rover, always.
All right, I called this shop till you drop. Receipts poked out of the wooden mail cabinet her mother stashed all things past in. One at a time, they reminded her as she stood on the equally wooden dining chair to reach. The good stuff went in the middle while the secrets hid up top. One, for now, handwritten in Sharpie. Mom said it was her checkbook she worried about balancing, but her oldest knew it was her way of not forgetting. Funny how the Twin Theater, too. It was here he dragged the little one along for a double feature, promising a little girl with bangs just like hers, and delivering a clown hugging the life out of childhood, pushed down on Mandarin Walk. 3. A dinner before a dance and a dress she didn't choose with a boy she didn't choose, and a kiss goodnight gone overboard. And then first string sporting goods. White sliders ready for the dirt. 4. Unable to contain the unwanted signs of becoming a woman. And Hart's Jewelers for rings. 5. He lost them in parking lots, not quite built office buildings, hotel rooms. Then Sears for family photos. 6. With matching outfits, but no father. And Toys R Us for Cabbage Patch dolls. 7. Ferdinand Oscar and Madeline Alice. And finally, Thrifty, Muzak. 8. A soundtrack of lost chances, miscarried songs. A makeshift flip book, not just with numbers and decimal points and neatly signed Ojai Vegas, but entire chapters scribbled in the white spaces. Life here existed in those spaces, the sidewalks and the open air mall, where things attempted to fill holes, to provide papers for the moment's magical and not so. 9. Like the sunflowers she could never pass. 10. Like the last paper with wet streaks smudging numbers and names and her notes.
Oh, what do we love?
All that.
Everything. Wow, so much.
I need to see that in print because I got lost.
I was thinking the same. I loved
Yeah.
listening to it. It's like I know I really
Yeah.
need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Especially
so
with the
much
footnote
to it.
ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think I'll do the footnotes though. I think I'll put them on the receipt. Like I'll put receipts on the page and then have the story be on the receipts instead. I'm not sure yet. Because I
Oh
don't know
my
about
gosh.
what would I do with all the other stuff.
But the receipts could be laid out. I was thinking, I got lost. If I don't know if you noticed, you lost me in taking notes because you said that thing about chapters written in the margins or something. And I was like, that would be the most amazing hermit crab to use it like kind of palimpsesty and write your story on top of another story. So you could have the receipts laid out on the story, right? So that you would read through. I'm not quite
Yeah.
a palimpsest, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It could all be
This
one
whole
document.
story, yeah, is coming out in hermit crabs ever since I started that way. So like everything I'm doing now is marginalia or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a form that suits you so well. Like you can absolutely see how the shell is forcing greater meaning into your story. It's incredible. And I really want to see it too, because like understanding the receipts would be really helpful. So any other thoughts? Not that I want to be fast, but that I want to be fast. Okay, so we've still don't have Erica or Lynn
Erica can
or
go.
okay.
I'm going to graciously pass.
Okay. Who are you
And
gonna pick on?
let's see. Lynn, have you gone yet?
She has
Not yet.
Okay, didn't think so.
Okay. It was Tuesday one. I know it was a Tuesday because Daryl won the lottery. Only $5, but it was a win. Jason didn't come home from school. Number 2, he'd asked to go to a friend's and I said no because of soccer. So I called that mom first. Abandoned by my breath and reason, I called my husband. No answer because he was no doubt bragging about $5. Number 3, I called half the PTA. Those judgy snobs were no help. Jason sold more tickets last year, so they're still jealous. He walked in during my last call with a snow cone. Number 4, I didn't know if hugging outweighed punishment, but he has to learn a lesson. That's why I'm free all day.
I'm still typing. Great. What do we love? Everything. Oh my gosh. What else do we love?
The $5. I love that line. Yeah.
It was a win.
Still
I love
bragging.
the sort of the snarky, snide little footnotes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else are footnotes supposed to be except for
Yeah.
he's probably still bragging about the $5.
That was awesome.
What characterization did we get about the narrator of this story by the things that were being listed, like the $5 lottery? Half the PTA is still jealous because Jason sold the most. Like, what do we know about that narrator?
She's a mother.
Yes.
So that's
But what,
pretty obvious. I guess
what
that's pretty obvious.
but what kind of
but
mother?
But she's involved with, she's involved with everything, it seems to me. She's commenting on everything. She's kind of like a running commentator.
She's not a pushover. She's like not a joiner. She's different than the other moms.
Yeah. And possibly thinks her family's a little better than the other moms, and maybe rightfully so, right? Like there's something going on here where we're like, well, maybe, I mean, she's a kind of powerful voice, and I enjoy that about her for sure. Yeah. So, but you hear how that characterization is coming by what she put in her footnotes, right? Which is a really important part of this Hermit Crab move. Well done, Lynn. Bravo. So I think, let's see, we have Danny and Lise. Is that it? Who haven't gone? Oh, and Joy. Gosh, I'm sorry, Joy. Hey, but you put your hand up. Does that mean that what happened, Lynn? Sorry. I've been trying to take notes. I wouldn't miss anybody. Well, Lynn thinks that I meant it when you put your hand up, I think. Who you picking after you, Lynn?
Okay, sorry. Lise.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I wasn't ready there. This feels very literal and kind of embarrassing. Okay. Statement annotated by subject. I was crouched in my building's driveway when the Jeep struck me from behind. 1. Footnote 1. The hollow thud of realization when the hot frame of the car collided with the back of my head was quickly eclipsed by the feeling that I was rushing forward in space, like I was riding a skateboard under my belly, thrust perpetually forward. It probably took a few seconds for the vehicle to come to a stop. 2. Footnote 2. In those few seconds, maybe even just a couple of seconds, words like incel and oh no and your life is never going to be the same flashed through my mind. It's weird how many thoughts I could have when I was only traveling about 6 feet. Once at a standstill, I discovered I was trapped beneath the car as my feet were tangled into its undercarriage. Footnote 3. The thing they don't tell you about being trapped underneath a car, front tire inches from the left side of your face, blood pooling beneath you, a woman's voice screaming reverse, reverse from a distance as if that will actually help you, is how sorry you feel for your family, for causing a scene, for everything you never did. I freed myself and crawled out from underneath. Oh, sorry, wait. I freed myself and crawled out from underneath. Footnote 4. It's weird that while I was contorting, trying to disengage my combat boots from something hard and merciless above me, I didn't think so much about whether I was going to get out. While I knew the tire was about to smash my head like a ripe cantaloupe, my old existentialist fears about death, the ones that plagued me through my 20s and sometimes kept me in bed, were absent. Instead, I just thought, is it going to hurt or is it just going to go dark? And when my left leg tumbled free, then my right, and I dragged myself out into the sunlight, a trail of blood behind me, my first thought was, why is everybody staring?
Wow. What do we love?
Is that
What, Jen?
is that
Good.
real? Every time you say something, tell something, it sounds real, like it really happened. Did that happen to you? You got to tell me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I
That seems
remember.
lazy, but yes.
Because
I
it
wonder
Well, the
from
sounded
the
first
thing
week.
they
real.
don't tell you about being trapped under a car, and I'm like, who I don't have
Oh my
anybody to
God.
tell me what that's like, right? So
Yeah.
Well, I remember the
Well, now
first
you
week
have
you said
Lise.
you had a serious concussion, so I wondered if that's what. Oh, geez. Holy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
What?
there's not
fine.
like a
I'm
how
gonna
to
be
survive
fine.
a car crash for dummies. I mean, there's no book you can read up on that,
Yeah.
You can't
God.
Google that one.
Lise,
Yeah.
did you say I'm gonna be fine? Oh,
I am.
okay. I mean,
Golly.
writing wise, you are fine, or else it knocked you into
Yeah.
another universe because you tell it all really well. What details, I
That's real.
think, would you say gave us some of the best scene setting or the like characterization? What do you think this footnoting really made you part of the story?
I really liked the line where she said, what did you say? Where is it? Am I gonna see or is it gonna go black? What is that line?
Mm, yeah, the ripe cantaloupe fears about death were
Yeah,
absent.
is it gonna
Is it
hurt?
gonna
Or
hurt
is
or just go dark? That is such an interesting, like, did you really think that?
yeah, but I don't I'm not trying to veer this into my story, but yeah, yes, I did really think that. And it was a surprising
In,
thought.
in the moment you thought that, because that was such an interesting, um, like it really threw me into it all of a sudden. I went like, oh yeah, I mean, I suddenly was really inside it, which I thought it was great line that
And
you
also how you
had.
took it back to your 20s when you said back in my 20s when I would have been in bed, afraid of death and everything. And now, yeah, it was. I mean,
Oh
the fact that
yeah,
it's real doesn't detract from the way you wrote it. It's
Right.
written just so
Right.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you
absolutely.
I think you
What?
captured the irony really well too of like that fear in your 20s, that fear of death, and then when you were faced with potentially actually death, suddenly you were just like, well, okay, I'm here. Is it gonna hurt or is it gonna go dark? Like suddenly there's not that fear anymore. It's just like, all right, well, this is a situation I'm in. Now what's gonna happen? And I think you captured that irony really well.
What
Yeah.
struck me was I think your first line. Was it your first line about how sorry you were for like what
Read the first line.
like you were it was your fault that somebody ran into you from behind.
The inconvenience for the family, or yeah,
Yeah.
incredible,
Yeah.
incredible.
Gender coded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and so much more, so much more. I'm gonna write my additional thoughts in Discord. Wow, Lise.
Really
Okay.
powerful.
And
very
that
good.
leaves us. Oh, what I should do is have all your names in the draw lights through them, but I think it's Joy and Danny that we have left. Is that right? Okay.
We'll go to Joy.
All right. I did not do the footnote one. I did a different type of hermit
Okay.
crab. Cleaved. My legs are on fire, but they no longer feel like they belong to me. Liquid tears and misery slide along every bump, crease, fold, and curve that used to run free. The sun, wind, and rain reminding me of the fresh air I breathed in, the life that was once mine. Now my skin bursts open, burning to a crisp from the fierce heat that suffocates, my own moisturizing ointment offering the only salve from complete dehydration. Whatever has been shoved inside me doesn't belong. I'm helpless and can't remove it. Torn and ripped open, I remain still so as not to disturb. The heat worsens, my skin crackles more. I receive a few momentary breaks from the hellish heat, a refuge when my skin breathes for a few minutes of pure bliss. A cool breeze washes over me. Then I'm shut in, and the heat encapsulates me once again, a muffled wool blanket in a desert. During my respites, I'm jostled, poked, prodded, lifted, and turned. My insides are ripped apart further. I don't know which is worse, the unending worsening heat when I'm alone, or the breaks from the fire when my body is abused. I can't see or hear anything, but I'm not sure I want to. The last time I feel relief from the oppressive heat, I'm gently lifted away from it. I sit for a while in peaceful contemplation. Then the slicing through my body with a sharp blade begins. I am ruined, split open, and splayed. I feel a vibration overhead and more vibrations below me. Next, I'm stabbed, sawed at, crushed, and I tumble into a bath of acid. If you prefer to learn how to make beer can chicken third person, please read below. Drink half a can of beer, shove it into the butt of a chicken, balance the chicken on a can, cook it over indirect heat, lighting opposite burners on the grill, then move it into direct heat at 350 degrees for 90 minutes. Garlic powder and salt make a nice rub.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Really good. Oh my God. That was really good.
Oh, that twist. Oh man. And I'm trying to think
Yeah.
what's inside this person. And oh wow. I love it.
Oh my
That
gosh,
was
Joy.
amazing.
What is the title for that?
Cleaved.
Cleave.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, I'm just like, she's been through a fire. She's got ointment on her skin.
Yes. Sliced open.
I'm crying. I'm crying. It was so great.
Funny.
So a lot of times I'll say that we shouldn't have to depend on the twist, but this one was worth entirely every bit of it. I We rarely like to be fooled as readers, and I think every one of us loved being fooled as readers.
Well, how you brought in the twist too. It's not like you just said this is. It's like if you prefer to learn how to do it, it's like oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm gonna have to like look at on the page and see if I can match up the third person steps with the first person descriptions, because that was amazing.
That was amazing.
I was
I
just
don't think I
thinking
can
that
ever eat a
this is,
chicken again. Go ahead.
That bear can
Especially
for
after
sure.
Lee's.
I wonder, I don't know, y'all. I mean, tell me what you think or just ignore this or whatever, but you almost could do it in the second person. The last time you feel relief from the oppressive heat. Sorry, I was typing so fast. Um, or if you prefer to learn how to make that you that shows up in the you prefer, so like you inhabit this horrible space, or if you don't want to learn it by being the chicken. So great. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe play with the second person and see if I'm not positive. That's just a thought that came to me, but I'd have to see it on the page to see if it changes it in useful ways or the way you have it is the way it should definitely stay. I don't know. Any other thoughts?
I had been thinking that Hermit Crab story, like this format particularly, is a difficult one to read, because you need to see it on the page, but your reading of it changed like your pace changed, your voice changed, you became so matter of fact that it was just it was just perfect. So I'm excited to see what it looks like on the page, but it was a really exciting reading of it too.
Yes. Yeah. Completely agree. Good observations. Okay, I think that brings us to Danny. Joy, really good job.
I'm so mad I have to follow that.
That's what happens. Thank goodness for popcorn.
Okay, I tried the footnote one. The DS path best suited for the aspirant when they become a seraph. Footnote 1. 1. Aspirant and seraph are niche terms to this community, and sometimes I forget that when I talk about them. After all, this isn't the first time I've taken this path. I stopped when I got to this question. What had previously been a free flow of information set to the click-clack soundtrack of my new nails against the keyboard had suddenly halted, and there was a sort of contemplative silence and stillness that left me wondering if this was actually a trick question. Footnote 2. 2. I don't get my nails done often anymore except out of necessity, when the compulsion to itch or scratch or pick becomes too much, which is usually the result of stress. I don't like how I get when I'm stressed. It never leads anywhere good. I pride myself on my newfound self-awareness, hard fought through years of DBT, so how am I so stuck on such a simple question? Footnote 3. 3. DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy, a type of therapy for people with borderline personality disorder, neither of which I knew much about until 2019 when I spent 8 days in the hospital to keep from killing myself. 2019 was also the year that Iris told everyone in the community that I wanted to kill myself. Can home still be home when you don't know what anyone thinks of you anymore? If you would have asked me this question a month ago, a week ago, a day ago, I would have laughed, because how do you expect me to change the identity that I've cultivated over the last 15 years? Footnote 4. 4. I've actually been in the lifestyle for about 18 years, but I spent the first 3 relying on the advice of people who were so very loud and so very wrong about what being a real and true submissive means. I could not be submissive. I must be a switch, because they said so. It took 3 years to untangle my authenticity from their opinions. But as I looked at the cursor now, today, blinking at me in silent mockery, I can't help but consider Maddox in the way that I deeply enjoy his deference. Footnote 5. Deference, not submission. It isn't about control. It never has been for me, not with him. No, with Maddox, it's about devotion. Less Marquis de Sade and more Morticia and Gomez Adams, as devoted as he is fierce. And that was where the time got me.
Except for that, it could be really complete. What do we love? Everything.
Wow.
What else?
Oh, so is Maddox a dog?
No, Maddox is
No.
a man.
Yes, a man that they have some kind of like S&M relationship with in some way, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's about deference, not submission, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I always denied switchy tendencies, but something about Maddox is just different. And that's why it has me sitting here pausing, because my original answer to that question that popped up on that form was, well, my path isn't going to change because my path is my path. Like, I'll grow as a person down this path, but like my DS relationships aren't going to change. Like, nothing about that is going to change. And now here I am going, except now there's a boy that wants to be submissive.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? Fascinating for sure. Oh my gosh, there's so much. It's so great to watch this form too, because this person, like the therapy and all these things, and I mean, obviously we should talk about this way, whether it's nonfiction or fiction, but and then they grow, and at the end, that return to the cursor was so nice. It was so bookended because it felt like we were going somewhere complete and learning what we were going to learn, what tripped up the narrator when they were going to answer that question. Any more thoughts?
Yeah, when you asked me how I wrote that one, sentence and then the footnote, or did I come back to the footnote? Now that I think about it, I almost took something out of one of my books, because it's awful like internal thoughts to me, internal dialogue. So as soon as I wrote a sentence, in my long fiction way, I'd already written the next sentence, so I just moved that to the footnote. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird, but it feels like I'm carrying on with some backstory or some,
Yeah.
but I just pulled it out.
Yeah,
So
which
that
is
we
what
have
Danny's
the
felt like too,
action.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I did. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, every statement has like a parenthetical. And so I kind of wrote the
Yeah.
whole thing out as one big paragraph with the things I knew I wanted in footnotes in parentheticals. And then I did what Max suggested when she gave us the minute or two warning. I pulled everything down into footnotes and formatted it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, what I really liked about yours, Danny, is the way you use like definitions as your footnotes, right? And it's a kind of an interesting way to treat the reader too, right? Because it's you are it's more like there's more participation from the reader when you're saying uh, such and such, and then and by the way, this is what that means. So you're showing the reader more consideration or something like that. It's hard for me to explain what I'm saying, but anyway, I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I felt. Yeah. You're giving me something, you're teaching me something about what's going on
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
assuming that we are familiar with that world. Yeah.
Right.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Danny, fun, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to reading the next. We're going to pick one because we're going to run out of time otherwise. Should we read about the scars with the definitions or the list and act as if?
I could read the list if you
Okay,
like.
let's do
Yeah?
that. Thanks, Lise.
Okay, no
I
problem.
do like that.
Act as If by Miriam Gershow. In the bottom of Zadie's purse, as she sits in a lightly upholstered chair at the DMV to get her license reinstated, everyone packed in side by side by side, Zadie number 23 with number 2 currently being served. Number 1, a half-wrapped mint filched from the bowl on the hostess stand at the Mexican restaurant Phil drove them to last Wednesday. The mint's there for the taking, but Zadie with the feeling she was stealing. Zadie always with the feeling of being caught. The unwrapped half tacky to the touch, gathering lint. 2, lint from wadded up tissues for nagging allergies and occasional, if no longer frequent, crying jags. 3, one useless tampon still in its crinkly wrapper, harkening a bygone era, testament to Zadie's want toward accumulation, everything gathering and taking permanent root. 4, Nicorette gum 15 pack, 4 pieces left, 11 hollows in the plastic packaging, big enough for the tip of her ring finger to fit in and out of, like playing hidden harmonica, good for keeping her hands busy. 5, red chip that replaced first Zadie's beginner's luck green chip, then later her claw her way back, mouthful of hot spit day after day silver chip. 6, auto insurance card with a quarterly premium that could buy instead a halfway decent used couch off Craigslist, 3 credits at the nearest community college for training in auto maintenance or graphic design, 10 bottles of single barrel straight bourbon. 7, the flip phone she'd replaced her smartphone with, so she'd have one less thing calling out every second of every day for wanting. 8, the signed certificate of completion from Tanya, the hippie, as in pure pear-shaped, not as in pot smoking, teacher who lectured about response times and legal definition of impaired and classifications of drugs to a room full of students that should have made Zadie feel camaraderie, though mostly she was distracted by the yellow-haired girl who picked each week at the badly healing tattoo of everyone's favorite cartoon rabbit on her inner arm. 9, empty pack of Marlboro Reds, the inside still smelling of free fall and possibility in a way that was supposed to repel Zadie, but did not. 10, bent to hell photo of her father, dead, holding Zadie and Phil's infant son, grown and gone, gazing at each other in a manner which neither gazed at her so far as she could remember. 11, dumb piece of paper with dumb 3-word aphorism written on it that she'd referred to a startling number of times during the days and hours of her mouth full of hot spit, and now just had to rub between her thumb and finger to remember its dumbness sometimes helping, so dumb. 12, key ring with her house key and her car key that she'd kept on this whole time, a carrot or a stick she was not sure, a taunt of encouragement. Come on, you asshole. 13, empty Altoids tin, cool in her fist till she warmed it, a feeling of power in warming it. There she was. She was there. Here she was. 14, the number 23 tab she'd pulled from the dispenser after the Uber dropped her off in front of the DMV, her thinking without thinking, my lucky number. Even if Zadie had never been one to believe in such a thing, too whimsical, though 23 would be, from here on out, lucky, even if she did not recognize it as such. A nameless warmth when she spotted 23 on a mile marker or in the license plate ahead of her on the back of a pickup. She misunderstanding luck as random anointment, not of her sweat, her effort, her own hourly, daily making and remaking.
Oh, nicely read. Thank you. Wow, what a list. What's happening in this space? Do we have any guesses? You're muted, Jen.
She got her license pulled, right? That's what I'm thinking for a driving incident. Yeah.
Yeah.
And something happened that either it's her age, a useless tampon that she won't need those again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that she's whoever, maybe they left her. I don't know. She's all on her own, is what I figure.
I think she's a recovering alcoholic and she's getting her license back, and that's.
Yeah, I think there's some
Yeah.
clues to that, possibly. What makes you say that, Ruth?
Well, there's the chips for one. I don't know how the chips go. And there's I don't know what the 3-word aphorism is, but I was thinking something like one day at a time, but that's more than 3 words.
Easy
And,
does it. First things first. Live, let,
oh, easy
live.
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's older, right? She's way past menopause, but yeah, she obviously hasn't cleaned out her purse for a long, 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 long time.
Well, and it's a review of her life.
The Altoids too,
Yeah.
right? Like that's a yeah, breath disguising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I got that she's lonely if she's still holding on to 23 when they're already up to 72. Like she's just there to pass the time, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, like
Yeah.
she
Be around
purposely
people.
didn't go up.
Yeah.
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 And I love Lynn's point that this is kind of her life. And, she missed her number in many ways. And it was her lucky number. I don't know. So many possibilities. And how many of them can you write in 6 minutes? Just remember, you don't have to do a list. I had given you the possibility to do like definition too, and how could definitions maybe be fun. And boy, Kathy Fish's collective nouns for humans in the wild. If you didn't go to that bonus sheet, that is the most profound, most incredible, most beautiful, most heartbreaking hermit crab that I know of. So if you haven't read it yet, definitely go and read it and just be prepared to be eviscerated. I mean, that's part of it, right? So I'm recommending for Prop 2A, and it's the one I'm going to read, is to write a list piece. And you could write a list like this one or Kathy Fish's collective nouns. And that was just a list of collective things like a gaggle of geese, or which I just made up, a herd of horses, whatever. You could do a how-to instruction list. You could do a grocery list. Just let the form help tell your story. Okay. This one's not as hard. I feel good sending you off. I have no qualms. I wish you luck, and I really only give you 6 minutes again. See you soon. You have about a minute left. All right, everybody, our time is up. I'm wondering if Danny's up for it. We'll start with the person who went last time and popcorn our way back through the group. We are gonna have to speed round, so y'all just keep me quiet. And for sure, I'm hoping that even more people will put your work up in Discord. It has been amazing to see it actually in words. So please, if you can, make the time. Now, we all know, though, that, of course, Jen is giving her author How to Get Published talk tomorrow at the Baldwin Public Library. So she may be, not tomorrow, Saturday, but anyway, she may be a little bit behind getting her work up because she is doing amazing author stuff. Yeah.
I have to hit the road at 5 a.m. in the morning, so yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really excited for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Dandy, do you feel up for that?
Sure. Yeah.
I put you on the spot. So sorry. That little
I
mean
was
streak I
finishing the
had.
last sentence that I
Yeah,
had down here.
I get it. At the library, the kids keep writing for like 5 more minutes. They really just ignore me at this point, which is sad and wonderful.
Okay. All right. I know where the last two are going, but I didn't get to write them, so I might have to ad lib it a little bit to get to the end because I know where the end is going.
Okay.
I did a list, but it doesn't start out like a list. Agent name, Danny, redacted. Products and support specialist. Supervisor name, Marcy, redacted. Products and support senior specialist. Date of incident, September 21st, 2022. Date of incident report, September 21st, 2022. Agent narrative, 1. At 9:42 a.m., I received a call from Redacted. I noted she sounded stressed, so I listened as she mentioned she needed information about life insurance premiums that she'd been paying for the last 5 years, as she just discovered today that the company she signed up through was a scam. I expressed empathy and gently walked her through verifying her account. 2. Redacted verified the required number of pieces of information. When I asked, is there a password associated with the account? Redacted answered no. 3, because a password was listed on the account, I was unable to proceed past the verification screen. So I used the recommended scripting. I'm sorry, but I'm unable to locate an account with the information you provided. I would recommend stepping inside a local branch with a photo ID, and they should be more than able to help you. There was silence for a moment, and then I could hear her crying. I sat awkwardly, waiting for the yelling to start like it usually does when a customer doesn't get their way. She tells me through tears that she called the real life insurance company today and they could not find an account in her name. 5 years of premium payments monthly, and they didn't know who she was. She didn't exist. And now I'm telling her that she doesn't exist. I'm staring at her account verification screen. I know I can't proceed. I know it's a federal crime. I try to change my inflection and repeat, I would recommend stepping inside a local branch with a photo ID. They should be more than able to assist. I'm trying to tell her they can help her because they don't need her password. 7. Redacted repeats, you're telling me I don't exist? I don't exist to them. I don't exist to you. Maybe I should go get my gun and kill myself. You'd like that, wouldn't you? I transfer her to Marcy. I take a minute to breathe. 10:15 a.m. I'm writing this narrative. By 10:30 a.m., I'm expected to be in the queue online again.
You is spelled like that. Wow. Okay. Awesome. You want to say so many things. Wonderful work, Danny. Who do you want to have go after you in speed round?
Jen.
Okay, Jen.
Okay. This is how to get published. I started thinking about, I thought, this would make either a good organizational chart, the like
Yeah,
organizational
the yes,
chart,
no, yeah.
the do loop charts, but I don't have time to do that because you have to draw the symbols and yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So I just did them in order. How to get published, part 1. There's a disclaimer: completion of part 1 does not guarantee you will be published. First question, why do you write? This is not a mandatory question. Be honest. Let's see if I can read this. This is kind of half-assed. Be honest. If it's for money, you're already in trouble. You're going to need a lot of money to get published. Why do you want to get published? Again, not mandatory. If it's fame you seek, good luck. You better be a good writer and have a good story. The already famous can skip to the end of this part 1. Please select yes or no and please select yes or no, and the following instructions are given for each. Number 3, have you written anything? Yes. Proceed to next question. No. Set this questionnaire aside until you do. Have you read it? Yes. Proceed to next question. No. Set this questionnaire aside until you do. Are you suffering from depression? Yes. Seek help, then proceed to the next question. Or no, proceed to the next question. Have you been crying? Yes. Seek help and then proceed to the next question. No, proceed to the next question. Have you broken anything lately? Yes. Seek help and then proceed to the next question. No, proceed to the next question. If married, has your spouse left you yet? Yes. Seek help if you want them back. Otherwise, proceed to the next question. No, proceed to the next question. Have you gone for counseling yet? Yes. Proceed to the next question unless you are institutionalized. No. Seek help or procrastinate. You need to practice that anyway. You're going to be doing a lot of procrastinating. Do you have a literary degree? Yes. So what? That doesn't ensure your manuscript will win a Pulitzer. No. Don't sweat the small shit. Proceed to the next question. Is your manuscript an acceptable format, double space, 12-point Times Roman, or similar? Yes. Good for you. No. Hope you enjoy rejection. Have you run it through a WIP group, work in progress? Yes. Great. If at least one member does like your genre. No. Highly recommend. If you don't have a WIP, then form one. Have you edited with Word and or Pro Writing Aid? Yes. Proceed to next question. No. Really? Have you revised it? Yes. Proceed to next question. No. Don't be an idiot. Have you submitted to beta readers? Yes. Proceed to next question. No. Why not? Did you take their comments seriously? Yes. Proceed to the next question. No. Who are you, God? Have you revised again? Yes. Proceed to the next question. No. See number 14 above. Have you edited with Word or Pro Writing Aid again? Yes. Proceed to the next question. No. See number 14 above. Have you turned to alcohol or drugs yet? Yes. Did you bring enough for everyone? No. If you're not lying, proceed to the next question. Have you hired a professional developmental technical editor? Yes. Huzzah. Build a relationship with someone who gets you. No. Get used to rejection. Have you robbed a bank yet? Yes. I won't tell for 20%. No. Proceed to the next question. At any time during the aforementioned steps, have you set up your website and established a media presence? Yes. Proceed to the next question. No. I thought you wanted to get published. Have you attended a general literary workshop or conference or retreat? Yes. Good. Always good to learn. No. Not critical, but it helps. Proceed to the next question. Have you attended a genre-specific workshop or conference or retreat? Yes. Even better than 23 above. No. I know it can get expensive. Look for free Zoom webinars and practice literary citizenship. Did you rob another bank? Yes. You're pushing your luck. No. Proceed to the next question. Did you make bail? Yes. Good for you. Hope it's only a fine. No, I won't. I don't lend money, but don't worry. You'll have more time to write with fewer distractions. Have you been to the liquor store or met some shady guy late at night near a park? Yes. Publicity TV is helpful, but not in this case. No, proceed to the next question. If you have completed part one, you may proceed to part two, how to actually submit to a publisher. There are no right or wrong answers, but you will have a greater chance of becoming a published author by practicing some of the above steps. Boom.
Like both funny and a little close to home.
Yeah. Although I hadn't met a guy, not lately, in a park late at night.
I think I'm on the
Smile.
have you turned to alcohol or drugs yet steps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I won't tell for
Okay.
20%. Oh, I mean, that's big.
Mhm.
Never mind. Awesome, Jen.
Okay.
Who's after you?
Erica, do you have something?
All right.
I do. I'm willing to read this one. Recipe for family Christmas. Begin with 20 adults and 4 kids. Add half racks of Schmidt and 10 bottles of white and brown liquor. Leave the cans and bottles scattered across the counter, then add a few bumps of cocaine. Mix it all together for as long as it takes for someone to throw the first punch. The timer for, I don't know, it's all a blur. 1 broken nose, 1 dislocated knee, 1 husband slamming his wife's face into 1 shattered ashtray, 1,000 drops of blood like rubies on the 1 bathroom mirror.
Wow.
Oh,
Charming.
oh, but I mean, who expected that? Recipe for family Christmas. Oh, please put these up. You haven't been putting up much in the Discord. I really want to write more about it. This was definitely worth talking about more because I think there's holiday stuff, that comes out. They'll start doing that in the early fall. Okay, we're speed running, Max. Who do you want to have go after you, Erica?
How about Ruth?
Okay, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where it has come from. Your carton of Easy Marriage Miracle contains these items. 1 Easy Marriage Miracle manual. 1 Easy Marriage Warranty Registration Card. Brackets. Remember to complete and mail your warranty registration card. The Easy Marriage Miracle manufacturer cannot guarantee a refund if you have not registered your Easy Marriage Miracle. 1 Allen key. 4 corner screws. Brackets. Allen key required. Do not lose the key. Standard Phillips screwdriver will not suffice. 4 corners must be mounted 1 at a time. Attempting to mount all 4 corners, then screwing them will result in complete collapse of the Easy Marriage Miracle. 1 lid. Lid to be used with discretion. The hinges are fragile and the lid could detach if opened too often. 1 60-watt light bulb with socket. 1 electrical cord with 3-prong plug. Brackets. Attention. Do not plug in near water or without the 60-watt bulb inserted. Do not look directly into the light. Blindness could result. Warning. The Easy Marriage Miracle will operate if and only if the Easy Marriage Miracle instruction manual is followed. I don't know what that's about.
I hope we find out. I hope you'll keep going with it. It's really fun. All right, Ruth, who's after you?
Oh, okay. Lynn.
Okay, Lynn.
Okay. All right, Max, you ready for the
I
broken
am.
fortune
I am.
cookie app? Fortune cookie message. Today will be your lucky day. Text. Grandma's fortune cookie app is still messaging me. Fortune cookie. Your karma's in great shape. Just remember to recycle the pizza boxes. Text. Picking up a deep dish for dinner. Fortune cookie. Giving enriches both the heart and the community. Text. My treat. Fortune cookie. You attract many new friends and a cat. Text. Long line. Met a girl. Stacy. Cute cat earrings. Fortune cookie. Destiny is like a GPS recalculating after every wrong turn. Text. I'll be home in 10.
Oh, how clever.
A friend put a fortune cookie app on their phone and started doing this to me. She said, this is a good one.
And then you meet
And so that's
Stacy
what
with
made me
cat
think of
earrings.
that. I thought, what if you made your choices based on fortune cookies?
Yeah, and if grandmas won't stop coming, I'm sorry, we're supposed to be doing speed round, but if grandma passed away, they would never stop and they'd be from beyond the grave. I'm just saying. I mean,
That's a great twist.
Yeah, it could get pretty
Yeah.
weird. Bravo. All right, Lynn, who do you want to go after?
All right, let's see. Elizabeth.
Okay. Hardware floors list and notes. Okay, the new floors are down now. First things first, clear that residue of adhesive that is on the floor left by the installers. Call Juan to have him send the workmen back to the house to clean the floors. Just called Juan, cleaners came out. Watch cleaners to make sure they don't damage the floors while cleaning. Check, check. Send the cleaners home after damaging the floor with the scraper. Check. Try using the Bona floor cleaner. Bona floor cleaner does nothing after 1/2 hour on hands and knees. Line item 3. Look up how to clean adhesive off of floor. Order Goo Gone. Wait till it arrives. Don't try anything that will harm the floors. Tell housekeeper not to put water on the floors. Goo Gone, well, sort of works. What else works? Look at list of potential cleaner. Use a credit card with Goo Gone to clean the floor. Goo Gone takes too long. What else is there? Refer to list. Order hair dryer. Old hair dryer broke. Wait for the hair dryer. Don't use a metal scraper. Tell Gladys to stop using the metal scraper on the floors. Try heat. Wait until after guests leave. Get hair dryer and lightly heat the floor. Use credit card to wipe the glue off. Credit card still has her picture on it. Where is she? Keep to list. Stop having ideas. Don't have ideas. Read about proper care of hardwood floors. I have no idea where that came.
Everything.
Okay, Merrick, Sharon. Is she here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. This is kind of for my novel, but it's not for my novel, so I was just messing around. Anyway. As a cock-sucking vampire witch, imagine how it would go if I showed up at a birth registry office and tried to get a US birth certificate. 1. Officer, drawing a short horizontal line on the top corner of the form. Okay, ma'am, where were you born? Me. On a sex farm on the Cumberland Plateau, down a bumpy logging road, address unknown. 2. Officer, drawing a vertical line from the right corner. Right, and you're telling me your parents didn't register your birth? Me. Correct. They didn't have a car, and even if they had, sex farm workers out on the Cumberland Plateau aren't awarded PTO days. 3. Officer drawing a circle beneath the vertical line. Okay, next question. What did your parents do for work? Me. For real? On a sex farm? What the fuck do you think they did for work? 4. Officer, drawing a second circle beneath the first. Ma'am, please. Why are you only now applying for citizenship? Me. Listen, assuming the farm isn't hell, but on the Cumberland Plateau, in America, I'm already a citizen. I just need proof. 5. Officer, drawing arms and legs onto the lower circle. If you can't provide an address, then I'm afraid I can't help you. Me. Okay, fine. It's 666 Mark of the Beast Lane, Revelation Village, Anticristo County, Tennessee. 6. Officer, happy to finally complete a box. Now, ma'am, how hard was it to comply? Me, speechless.
What I love everything. Definitely post America. Speedrunning doesn't give us a chance to talk about your cocksucking vampires, who we love. We love.
Oh my God.
It made me cry.
All right,
Oh
Merrick,
my.
who's after you? You're
You're
very
muted.
muted.
Lynn hasn't gone, has she?
Yes, she has gone. She did the
Yes.
fortune cookies. We have Lori, Lise,
Yeah.
and Joy.
Lori.
Okay.
Oh, and follow that one though. Anyway, recipe for humble pie. 1. Pour 1 cup of superiority and 1 cup of cattiness into a bowl. These ingredients are cheap and abundant. As soon as you take out what you need, more will appear. Did you really need to tell Iris and Letitia at the neighborhood party that Mary's gray dress made her look like an elephant? You know how sensitive she is about her weight, and you must have known it would get back to her. Now she's sitting at home crying into her ding-dongs. 2. Add a generous helping of humility. This is harder to find and expensive. It will cost you an arm and a leg, although you're better off searching your heart and soul. Don't be stingy. 3. Gently fold in the humility, mixing only until blended. Humility is fragile and unstable. The slightest overwhipping can cause it to evaporate. 4. Pour filling into crust and bake at 350 degrees until remorse sets in. Remove from oven, let cool, and eat. 5. Make an apple pie for Mary as a peace offering, but use the low-fat crust. She really could lose a few pounds.
Oh, that's so sharp. Thank you for not disappointing, Lori. Okay,
Joy.
we have Joy and Lise.
Oh my.
Joy, I said.
Okay.
Oh,
Either one, doesn't matter.
all right. Thanksgiving slice. Go early when mealtime begins. The food will be hot, fresh, and they won't have run out of anything yet. 2. The gravy isn't bad, especially if you think you might get a chance to eat it before it gets cold, gelatinous, and rubbery. The turkey is borderline moist. The potatoes aren't bad and they're real, not powdered. 3. You might get one of the cool food service workers, and they may give you extra gravy if you ask nicely. 4. Shove your drink into your armpit. Balance your slice of pie carefully on top of the closed styrofoam container and hold it in one hand while you push each button for the 7 doors between the cafeteria and your workspace. 5. Once Command Central buzzes you through each thick steel door, be careful not to drop your food container, your carefully balanced pie, or your drink tucked under your arm as you pull open each 250-pound ballistics door and move through. 6. Beware of any errant arrestees as you enter the main hallway. 7. After you settle in with your plasticware and dig into your hot meal, don't forget to maintain the volume on the videos of the visitations and click on the appropriate drop-down buttons if an inmate or visitor is smoking, masturbating, twerking, or engaging in one of the dozens of other activities they've agreed not to do during visitations. 8. If someone comes to the window, remember to close your styrofoam container to keep your food as warm as possible in case you have to type up a lot of bonds or any other time-consuming activities. 9. Ignore the phone. This is a once-a-year holiday. Finish your meal and then answer if it's important. They'll call back. 10. When it's finally time to unwrap the plastic wrap from your scrumptious slice of pie on the 4-inch paper plate, don't forget about the aerosol whipped cream in the small refrigerator so you can add extra dazzle to your special treat. And that's how to enjoy detention center pecan pie when you're stuck working the 12-hour
Yes.
shift in the lobby alone. Thank you, Jen.
Yes, I knew you could do it. That's awesome. Awesome.
Oh, thanks, Lynn. No worries.
Oh my God.
What, did you give her the idea?
For
We
detention
talked-
center pecan pie.
She just came out of the prison system. She was working there, not behind the bars. And we came up with what was that? Maybe at the retreat. I can't remember where we came up with.
I think I sent you a picture when I was in the parking lot on Thanksgiving that I had to work, and I said I get to eat detention center pecan pie.
And I said that's a title. Oh man,
You did
pulled
it. You
off.
did it. I'm
Yeah,
so proud of
that's
you.
awesome.
Good job.
Awesome.
All right, Joy, you have no choice but to point to Lise because she's who we have left.
Lise.
Okay. I did not pick the list format, but here goes.
Okay.
Feb 27, 2029. Attention, Dr. Joran Linklater, Voluntary Human Extinction Plan. Dr. Linklater, I feel growing anticipation after our conversation about the Voluntary Human Extinction Pilot Project, and I agree that the town of Oakville is particularly appropriate as our test subject. My reasoning is detailed below. 1. Oakville's affluence and lack of socioeconomic complaint. 2. Its abundance of Montessori schools teaching lateral thinking. 3. A profundity of whiteness that, in effect, declares an ethno-state. 4. Its proximity to a picturesque lake and its attendant swans. March 3rd, 2029. Attention, Dr. Leila Jutra. Voluntary Human Extinction Plan. Dr. Linklater, I am both heartened and challenged by your enthusiasm. The buy-in of key community members is vital. I propose visiting strongholds in the town, chic cafes, bucolic picnic grounds, and gentle churches to achieve best effect. To this end, a compelling PowerPoint presentation is required. A simple compare and contrast as follows. 1. Decaying Montessori schools versus meadows pregnant with flowers. 2. The skeletons of waterfowl versus a couple kissing at an outdoor wedding, tables laden with smoked salmon, ripe cheese, and dewy grapes. 3. Crumbling government housing versus glamping in insert country here, fields bounding with wildlife. Note, research animals most likely to promote cute aggression. July 9, 2029. Attention, Doctors Joran Linklater and Leila Jutra. Successful trial run. This is indeed a triumph. The events of last weekend will usher in a new era of hope. In addition to your impeccable planning, exact dosage and delivery method, means of body removal, a barge being quite suitable for lakeside communities, your production design was exquisite and will create the perfect image for future brochures and recruitment materials. Of particular note and admiration were 1. The wrought iron tables and lawn chairs strewn about the park, adults chatting and falling suddenly and painlessly silent. 2. The children playing peacefully. It was a stroke of genius to have them engaging in marbles and jacks on the grass, making their collapse much less thumpy. 3. The babies that caused you some distress. I do agree, though, their brief time here was most pleasant and must be celebrated, not mourned. Rolling down the slope to where the grass meets the rocks. I quiver thinking of the beauty of our upcoming cover image. Tiny, chubby bodies growing bronze in the sun versus a new green shoot reaching for the sky. I killed some babies. I'm sorry.
This class, man.
That's really great, Lise. I know the place of where you speak. It's a wonderful sort of a satire.
Yeah.
You know Oakville? Yeah, yeah. I went to school there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gotta go.
I think it's the wealthiest postal code in Ontario or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
voluntary. Oh my gosh. Y'all never cease to amaze me. Your imaginations are unbelievable. What a night. So great to have you back, Merrick. It added to the energy. Oh, it was weird and wonderful tonight, don't you think?
Did you see Melissa hasn't read, though? I didn't think you read. You can read. It's only
But your
9:36.
name's not on my list. Here we go. I want to hear Melissa read. Sorry.
Hey,
Oh, wait, let me put a line through your name now.
Beginning two people because my AirPod died and I had no idea you guys were going. I'm still fixing a sentence and I'm like, oh crap, it's been too long. I mean, it's not really long, but it just, yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I
Thank
don't
you,
have
Lori.
to go. All right, I'll just go quickly. The hand-me-down girl is my mother. 1. Look at the girl. Ask, why does she clutch the knife so tightly at dinner? 2. Step back. 3. Walk slower behind her down the stairs. 4. Chew her up in your imagination while humming a country song. 5. Just until the acid swims up like it's racing and memories swell in joints, heart races tripping over something there is no picture of or journal entry for. Not even a hand-me-down family story can cover it. That was 6. 7. Love was out of reach, up in the branches, up in the attic room, almost in heaven already. 8. Write the story down quick on the back of your hand. 9. Let a professional weave the color in. Don't try it yourself. You might bleach out the good parts. 10. Don't tell the real story. 11. And don't foil the hair. 12. Don't scan the fantasies warping her child mind passed down long ago. 13. But know where you come from. 14. Pay attention every morning before school when she walks past the barber chair. 15. Parts her hair, jet black, down the middle, doesn't brush it, doesn't let them cut it. 16. Run back upstairs and keep this all to yourself, both of you. 17. Where you hid the knives, which story you actually wrote down. 18. Climb out the attic window as a shadow and pull your imaginary tricycle with you too. Ride off the rooftop one after another, a train of girlhood. 19. No, love doesn't have to be a family portrait or cheering in the stands or first-hand Christmas presents. 20. Love can be the boy below, the one in awe of airplanes, and her, and eventually you.
Oh, can't wait to see that in print. Tricycles off the roof in a train of girlhood. Oh, girl, you found your form for sure. Okay, it was still a great night. You're all still weird. You're weirder now that Melissa's gone. And I can't wait to do it again next Thursday.
Queen of weirdness. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, at least there's competition for sure. Like the weird is getting weirder in here, and I love it. I really love it. Anything from y'all before we head out for the evening? Sorry that we run over a little bit. I thought I did better. I did do better this time. We're just
Freaky
good
Flash.
and you write well.
Freaky
What?
Flash.
Yeah, Freaky Flash for sure.
Freaky Flash.
Great. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. It was so great to spend the
you.
evening
Thank
with you.
you.
Bye,
See you
y'all.
next week.
Bye.
Put your stuff up in Discord. Bye.